So this way, this week we will cover the command and the composite patterns. Well, a good example for command is the remote control. You have those programmable remote controls where you program for each button. You can program the button what it does. The universal remote controllers, for example. So it's something similar to that. We have several buttons. When you assign each button to a command, like to one of them, maybe you can turn on and off the TV. The other is the lights. So that kind of a idea. And maybe you have an undo button, but I'm not going to. Well, maybe we can talk about that too. So to do that, all right, we have all these commands maybe, and we want to do something simple. But to do that, we have this waiter analogy. So how it goes is we have our waiter, Orhan Baba asks for Iskandar, creates an order, waiter takes an order and gives it to the cook. And then the cook makes the doner. So this is how it works. So the idea is, what is the idea? I mean, what is so unique about that? The point is that he is not directly telling the cook what he wants. He is telling somebody in between to do that. And that somebody in between is actually the remote controller in our case. And why do I need a waiter? Or why do I have a remote control? Well, apart from that, I don't have to go there and talk to him. The remote control and the waiter is multi-purpose, that you only give the command, and you can give other commands as well. So you can program the remote controller and the waiter to do other things. So I if you agree with me, I think it is why we have it. So in here, we have probably an order. This is an order object. He is creating the order, he is taking the order, and he is telling him that order is up. And within the order, there are two commands, doner and ayran, and here is the result. So this is, in general, what it is. Let's first write it up and then see what we can use it for and discuss about. Yes, okay, I am allowed to show you the next one as well. Okay, so this is how it is. This is the client. Okay, create command object, creates this command object, which has an execute command. There is, and it calls set command. There is this invoker, and invoker is executing the command, and receiver is doing what this command is telling him to do. So basically, I'm programming it by setting up the command, whatever that I want him to do, and then my command object is doing the action. So I have a client, I have an invoker, I have a command, and I have a receiver object. So these two are the same. So in here, I am programming it, and in here I'm executing it. So, but it is, I think, probably better that. Okay, here is how it works. In my example, and with the command pattern, the waiter or waitress is the invoker. The cook is the receiver who's doing it. This order up, I mean, that means that, you know, there's an order, do it. That is the execute command. The order is the command. And customer is the client, of course. This is very easy. Let me see now. Yeah, okay. So, okay, so we can try to do it, if you like. Okay, but how we're going to do? The first thing is that we always start with programming to an interface, you know, programming to a supertype. We always have a kind of a general supertype, and then we program the specific concrete classes. So let's think about the example is here that we're going to regenerate it. Is we have a single button remote controller, so it's only one button, and we want to be able to program it, and when we push the button, it will do what we program it to do so. So what we need is we need a remote control with only one command, and we will be programming that command. We will be able to give the command a function from the outside, and when the command is executed, whatever we want it to do will be done. I mean, will be executed. So actually, I need, well, it is exactly how I showed it to you. Let's start from somewhere. Actually, I have this one button remote controller, and in this remote controller's button, I will be keeping something. That something is my, let's call it my command. So I will be keeping a command, just like I showed it to you in here. Let's use this word. This is the command, and it has an execute method in it. And I will create a special command, but there is a there shall be a receiver that is like the cook doing the job. For example, I can say in my example, maybe I have a light object. Guys, how about this? I have a light object, and this will light up. So this is my receiver, and it has really a command called light. Turn on. Yes. So I need to call this. So my light. This is my light object, and it will turn on. So that is maybe okay. Let's create this one, for example. My light bulb with a heat light bulb, and so it does something which is So this is what it does. Okay. This is what it does. But what I need is, and this is my, what was the name for it? This is my receiver. I need a client who is asking that. I want this. It's not that important, maybe. I have this remote control. This is my evoker, so I will need a remote control object which will have a button in it. This is the command. And I will program that button by, like for example, if it is this command, command C, for example, I will say to C, like if I say program, to program it, I will give C something. That is my program. And that something is that light object. Or, that kind of a thing. What do you think? How should it be done? I left it a little bit unclear at this stage.
I mean, if it were like that, then it would be meta-programming. So that's what I can see the point. You see, if I were able to program a method in the runtime, that would basically be, I don't know how it's possible with Java.
No, what I'm gonna do, okay, yeah, this is not the way to do it, but the real thing is this. Of course, I have, for example, many objects like light, like TV. What is the point that if I have only one object and then one button, one remote control? If this is my whole world, then it's meaningless. But if I have a TV object as well, so I need to be, and these are all created, so I will be choosing, like the light object is L, the TV object is T. I will be sending L or T. So I'm not going to be writing the program.
Then L and T have to be implementing a common interface.
Yes, that's for sure. We have, that's the reason that we have this command. That is how we want to do this. So I have my light bulb. I can turn it on, and of course I can turn it off as well. I can have several commands for it. Let's create a. I don't need the client at this moment, but let's create the remote control. So, in this remote control, I need something like a slot. I need a slot that I can program. So that one will be keeping the information. Like when I program it, I will program this. So that one will be the interface. Let me first create it. And that was command. I said it before. And that command will have only one. Execute. Okay? So this is my command. All right. So this is my single slot, single button remote control, and that is my slot. So, and that's an interface. And now I need to create a special command for it in the runtime. Let's have quickly have a runtime, and that maybe it is the client which is running it. Okay. So what I need at this stage is, of course, I have a I have this. I have created this single button remote. But now I need to give this guy one command. So I am missing something here. I cannot, this one is accepting this interface type of a object. And let me create so I have this, and I will also have somebody pressing the button, and when somebody presses the button, I will say execute. So all I know is that this command has an execute button. When somebody presses the button, it will execute, but now I need to have this command slot so to be filled up. So this is the interface that I have. I need some concrete classes for it. So this is what is missing, right? And if I do that, so I need this kind of a well. So far, so good. I repeat again, because there's a trick here. I'm not going to go too quickly. So what I did is this. I have a single button remote controller. Of course, I can have multiple buttons for it. If I have a list, I have a collection, then I have multiple buttons as much as I want. So, but what I want is to be able to change what it does in the runtime. I have a light object, which I can turn it on, or maybe other things as well. Maybe I have a TV that I can also do something with the TV. So during the runtime, I can program this single button to do different things. So, okay. What I did is I created a supertype interface in the name of command. So this is my single button remote. And this is actually the button that we're talking about. That is the command. I can call it the button. So it is one slot. And during creation, I can program it. I can program it later. I can have setters, getters, or whatever. And once somebody presses my single button removed, then it's going to execute it. This one. So what it does is actually this one is only having an execute method. Therefore, I needed a okay, I need. Oh, yeah, okay. Implements this. So I need this. I mean, I need to be able to, now I need to be able to turn on and off this thing here.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, we don't know about that. So for that reason, this one has to know about my light bulb. So when I created I have to do this. So when it is here, then I can say turn off. So this is going to work. So what we did is now we implemented this command, and now this light bulb on command is part of it. And during the client, when I'm running in the client, what I'm going to do is I have this single button remote controller, and I will also have a light object, light bulb I need. And then I will need a light bulb command. Which will know about my light bulb. So I created the light bulb. I have a light bulb command that will help me to turn it on and off. And this should know about my bulb so that it can turn it on and off, whatever. And so since I have my light bulb on command here, I can also pass this to my single button remote controller. So in here, what I'm doing is I only say press button. And then what it does when I say press button, it goes into my single remote controller in here, and it executes this slot. And this slot is actually my light bulb on command. It is turning it on by going to the light bulb. So this is what it is doing. So it is like, we're doing things from...
It appears to be almost the same as the strategy pattern.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. There are some differences. Let's talk about that. I mean, why this could be useful. Oops. So maybe I have this kind of a remote controller. I have many buttons, and I need to change it from time to time. maybe somebody else is changing it and I'm using it. Like there are different people who are responsible for it. Like somebody is changing and I'm doing it. Maybe that's the case. Like I have this many classes about the TV, my maybe how they call it, the home cinema, movie theater application. So I have all of these things, and I want to be able to, program them on a remote control. What do you think that we can use it for? What kind of a flexibility it gives to us? It's
I mean, the part that I have difficulty understanding is these classes, if they can all be programmed, if all of the methods in these classes can be programmed as a command, then either there is some way of passing the method to the command constructor, like the method itself. So there may be like a JavaScript, Ruby type of function object that I'm passing so that I can program it in there. Or these objects have to be implementing a common interface so I know which methods can be I can encounter in a command.
So basically, actually what you say is that, instead of having that, maybe I can have some of these or all of them having one, let's make these commands. I mean, these are, why do we have a separate, like a light on command type of thing? Why don't we have all of them implementing one common interface? And if they all have, if I can just get rid of the circulate and make it on and off. Like instead of light on, I can say on. So they are all common. One interface for all of them. This is what you mean.
Yes, either that or that's the only way I can make it work in my head. Or we don't have just a command interface, we have light bulb on command, TV on command, garage door light off command. And basically, I mean, so many commands that, you are losing sight of them.
But why, what kind of flexibility we can get from it is not only that we are, during the runtime, it is not really like that, but maybe we have this code generated and there is an update coming. So most of the times that we are dealing with patterns, we are thinking of a case where we finished the program that is running well and we don't want to change it. We don't want to change the existing code, but we want to be able to bring in some new code. Will be working very finely without any problems with the existing code. So that is actually the reason why it is. I mean, it's a more abstract reason, but more specifically, if I have this and maybe a new device came in. Has not existed, or some of these devices gone and there's a new device, it is the same, it's the TV again, but it's a different TV. So it's very similar to the remote control, universal remote controller. With a universal remote controller, the purpose is that you are, even when you change one of your devices, you can reprogram your universal remote controller in order to work with it.